Welcome back, it's Zimbabreneur, and today we are sharing the most profitable business ideas that you can implement in Africa. The top 5 business ideas that you can implement in Africa. If you've ever noticed that most of the billionaires that are in these industries, from the Dangotes of the world to the Strive Masiwa, all of them, they are coming from this industry. With South Africa, Nigeria, and Egypt leading the way with millionaires, with close to 100 millionaires in Africa. So these are the top 5, and I'll make it snappy. Let's go. Number 5 is tourism and hospitality. Now, tourism and hospitality is a vast and growing industry in Africa. There is a growing number of YouTubers going across Africa, showing Africa in a certain way that the world has never seen before. It's shining the lights to Africa, and most people are now getting interested. Okay, wow, I didn't know Rwanda is so clean. Wow, I didn't know that South Africa has these nice beaches.
This is Eden Island. It's an artificial island built on reclaimed coral reef and is the most expensive gated residential community here in the Seychelles.
Yeah. So when I see views like this, I will be like, oh my God! Oh, you know it, right? I can't believe that this is Africa. You know what? When God was creating the world, He spent 6 days. But hey, He spent all the 5 days making sure that everything is in Africa. And when He was tired, He was like, let me create Europe, Asia. And
you need to think about getting in the industry of tourism and hospitality, be it hotels, whatever business idea that you can formulate around this industry. It's bound to grow because we're all fed up with Paris, with New York, LA, all these nicer places that people talk about. People want new things. Recently, there's been a trend. It's giving Zimbabwe. And people seem to be shocked when they get to Paris for the first time.
it's giving Zimbabwe. So why is it? It's giving Zimbabwe. It's giving Zimbabwe. You see, market on the side of the road. You see, my business is booming.
So it's giving Zimbabwe is a trend that has gone viral within the TikTokers, let's say social media as a whole. Basically, someone visited the Eiffel Towers for the first time, an African of course. So they've watched the Eiffel Towers from the movies, right? But when they got there for the first time, they were surprised. They were like, wait a minute, is this the place? Why is it giving Zimbabwe? So that's how it's giving Zimbabwe. It's giving Zimbabwe. Number 1 podcaster in the world had to say something about this. It's giving Zimbabwe.
Am I the only one who doesn't like the whole it's giving Zimbabwe vibes? You know that whole thing, it's giving Zimbabwe.
Oh, I also don't like
Is that a
it.
thing?
Yeah!
I know it's giving vibes, like it's giving what vibes? What's giving Zimbabwe vibes?
It started off this, I don't know who it was. I think it was TikTok. Someone was in the Eiffel Tower and they were showing the parts where like it doesn't look great. Like it's filthy.
Paris.
Yeah, Paris, yeah. It's filthy. There's like hobos everywhere. And they're like, it's giving Zimbabwe.
That's foul, man.
No, that's foul.
We have
man.
a lot of homeless people here as well.
Exactly.
Every country has that part of them. Why Zim specifically?
And Zim is such a beautiful country, beautiful
yeah.
people.
Zim, bro, always.
Why couldn't they say it's giving New York? You know, that fits. So I'm like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember how you guys were then were disappointed? Hey.
They want to flex. We've never been to New York. We don't know.
It's overhyped, my man. There's nothing there, dog.
For real. But that's the thing. Every country has that part, you know? Jersey, it's giving Jersey vibes. I mean, have you seen Jersey? That's the city, Jersey town.
Man, they went straight for Zimbabwe.
Enough with the it's giving Zimbabwe. The big idea is that people are traveling across the globe and they're discovering places. And Africa is just that one place that they are also discovering for the first time. So the tourism industry is just bound to grow. So thank you for people like Wademaya and we move on to number 4, the health service. This is a no-brainer. Since 2019 with the pandemic, people are now health conscious. People are now implementing healthy lifestyles. There's a need for improved healthcare services across Africa. Starting a clinic, telemedicine service, or a health tech startup can address this need. Recently, the biggest YouTuber, he came to Zimbabwe and drilled a well. What he realized that the infrastructure surrounding the hospital was not adequate. There was not enough water for the pregnant ladies. So he had to make a well, right? It shows that there is a gap. If you want to solve these problems, these health issues, there is a gap, and this gap can make you make a lot of money. Okay, now we move on to number 3, mobile and internet service. The widespread adoption of mobile phones in Africa has created opportunities for businesses in mobile app development, e-commerce, and digital marketing. There is a growing tech-savvy population that offers a large customer base. Recently, I made a video on Strive Masiwa, who has managed to become a billionaire in Zimbabwe merely by just starting a mobile network service. And also people like Eto, with the millions that they have made in football, you see them also taking that money, investing it in mobile services, meaning that this is a very lucrative venture for Africans. So that's number 3. If you want to make money in Africa, that's a really good idea. And basically, sometimes it's not about starting your own network, just mobile services, internet services, just that. Okay, so we move on to number 2. It's renewable energy. Renewable energy solutions. Now you need to charge those phones. Okay, you need power for those things. And 3/4 of the countries in Africa, they have energy problems, electricity. With increasing demand for electricity and the abundance of sunlight in many African countries, renewable energy business like solar power installation and wind energy can be very successful. So offering renewable energy like solar will put you in places where you'll be solving a very big problem. What I've quickly noticed is that for you to make money in Africa, you just need to solve most of Africa's problems. Okay, we move on to number 1. Can you guess? I'll give you 3 seconds to guess. Agriculture is a significant part of many African economies. Starting a business related to farming, such as organic farming, agro-processing, or exporting agricultural products, can be a highly profitable business. I will share a link on how to make money on farming. There's a video that I made already, but for those who have watched this video to the end, I'm going to share a bonus tip. Yes, from agriculture, of course. Now, recently there has been a growing epidemic of people investing their money in fish farming. Fish farming is highly lucrative. A lot of people are making money. As far as I'm concerned, I have a lot of people that I know that are making a lot of money in fish farming. Fish farming in Africa has seen remarkable growth in the recent years. African fish farmers are adopting innovative practices to ensure their operations are eco-friendly. Techniques like recirculating, aquaculture systems, and responsible feeding have become the norm. Also, there's this growing need of using greenhouses, less land to produce more. This is another practice that is making a lot of money.